See that you're born an Italian if you want your life to be great. See that you're born an Italiano and your life will be great.
How about some Donatello?
That's a nice.
Hey there, Paisani, and welcome back to another episode of the Italian American Podcast. I'm John Viola, along with my partner in crime, the notorious P.O.B. Patrick O'Boyle. We are here at Red Sauce Studio in the heart of Little Italy, Mulberry and Grand, the crossroads of Italian America, and a wonderful place to explore Little Italy and all that this great community has to offer. We are bringing you another weekly dose of Italian American heritage, history, and hilarity, and a very special episode with a guest who hails from my hometown, the borough of Brooklyn, the city of kings, the city of churches, a wonderful, wonderful place with an incredible Italian history many of you are familiar with out there in our audience. It's going to be a great conversation about a very, very special place to me. You and I have had a lot of great shared adventures there. But
in Brooklyn?
Yeah, we've been a lot of interesting places. May Buonanima Ferdinando's. We spent a lot of lunches eating
terrible.
Spleen sandwiches
that was
and
a
Manhattan
horrible
Special.
loss.
Yeah, it was a big loss.
And it came out of nowhere.
I don't know.
That was the heart attack.
We're losing a lot. Barry
We're
Pork
losing.
Store,
Yes,
Brooklyn,
correct.
going away. SAS Records. I mean, it's a bad year. 2025 not good for Brooklyn Italians.
Louis Nicastro came up with a term.
Oh yeah, the great
Extinction.
The
like
great extinction. Yeah, it's a rough one. Louis been on the show. For anybody out there, he was a guest of ours on a couple of occasions. He's from the Napoli soccer fan club and a great friend of ours. And yeah, the great extinction. That's
The guy from the Barry Pork Store said on Instagram,
Yeah.
I think that it was definitive. Like, somebody had a conversation with him. So this is not an exact quote. This is what stayed in my head. You can't run a business on people who come in during the holidays.
Yeah.
You come in at Christmas, you come out at Easter.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
that's
either you move to a suburb and roll the dice, because some businesses have transferred from a city to
Yes.
a suburb. Some have been successful, some have not. That's a dice roll.
Yeah.
But when you're in a city where it's hard to park, traffic, the tolls. You know, I was telling you one time from ammoniaca. I never say it right. It's the hartshorn. It's the baking ammonia. It makes if you're gonna make like a biscuit, it's the best.
I think I know.
That's the
Yes.
thing to make it crispy.
Uh-huh.
For me to get it in the Bronx, because I like a certain brand that doesn't smell. See, when you bake it, it's ammonia, right? Should I go off about this? I don't think I ever did.
Oh, well, we've done plenty of conversations.
By now, I don't think I ever talked about baking ammonia.
Somewhere in the past 350 episodes. Oh yes,
Well,
you
you're
have.
new to this.
Yeah.
He's telling me not to say it, but
Yeah.
I can't control myself. So what happened was, in the old days, baking powder and baking soda are relatively new. So in the old days, biscuits were really crunchy because they would use what's called in English baking ammonia, right? Ammoniaca, ammoniaca. I never say it right in Italian. It's what it's called in Italian. And it was made from the horn of deer. So they sent that, and the Germans use it a lot. German and Northern Europe use it a lot. So it's in the old days, it would smell a lot when you baked it. It needed a day or two for the cookies to sit out to evaporate that smell. I don't know why I'm talking about this.
Getting it in the Bronx.
Getting it. So I figured one time, for me to drive to the Bronx to get it, it's so much cheaper to ship it.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Right? Our friends in Cherini,
Yeah.
and this isn't a plug. I'm just making a statement that, I think they have free shipping over $100.
Yeah.
Right? I could spend that in you've been shopping with me, so why wouldn't I just go click, and the baking ammonia cost me like $12 and just add a few other things in. You get the 100 real quickly, get it shipped, and drive all the way in.
That's the new world.
Parking. Yeah, sure. That's
now,
the
let me
new-
say, we're going to talk about this stuff. I want to just say our guest here today, Giuseppe Falanga, he is the one half. His better half is not with us. This is his partner and wife behind Brooklyn Bites, which these are obviously topics that are going to come into play because we're talking about your neighborhood, basically, right? This is where you come from.
Yep.
But I want to talk about this idea of like this transition, and you guys doing such a great job cataloging these things out there and bringing them support, right? Because like you say, we're not going to have businesses survive relying on Italians that are expats from their community that come back, whatever. I mean, I think about, I got a call the other day, and this is what we try to do here with our platform, right? There's partially sort of like a public service aspect.
There's a little bit of the missionary in the both.
There's
of
a little
us.
missionary in what we do. Like, I come in the store early the other day. I think it was Saturday. We had meetings. The Conference of Presidents of Major Italian American Organizations was going to be here at the museum. Everybody was coming to town. I come in, and I'm with Anne-Marie, and the phone rings. We have a red bat phone here that, if you call the number online, you're going to get that, and one of us is going to pick up. And I get this voice, an older Italian lady. I didn't get her name, but she basically said, hey, don't hang up. This is going to sound crazy, but I need your help. I need to send Italian Asiago cheese from Asiago to my uncle. He's on his last legs, and his last wish is to have real Asiago. I mean, she gave me the whole thing.
Wow.
I don't know if she thought I said, we're a podcast and a retail. She said, no, I know. I just want you to tell me where to go. Of course, I said, call my friend David Greco, Arthur Avenue, Mike's Deli, ask for David, blah, 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 which he did, and which she did, and he was happy to help her and get it shipped right away. But she said to me, thank you so much. I knew you would know where to send me. I'm a longtime listener, so if you're out there, you didn't give me your name.
Long-time listener?
Yeah, and she listened, and I don't know if she thought she maybe got you or me, if she knew it was me, whatever it was, but...
I love meeting listeners.
I know you do. But I know you
because we have we have the best.
But
we do have the best.
My point is the idea that you can, if you are a little bit in the know, and we try to be a resource, pick up the phone and get Asiago cheese from Asiago shipped to, I forget where it had to go, Wisconsin or somewhere, far afield. You could do that in a day, right? Yeah. I mean, it's nothing, and it's very hard for these businesses to maintain.
What I saw recently.
Yeah.
The stuff, I think the scarafea, it's a mixing bowl. So there's actually a particular mixing bowl for Zaples. Now I'm not talking about this. If you're in Rhode Island or Connecticut, you think the St. Joseph's Zaple. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the yeasted dough, that type, not the St. Joseph's Zaple, the yeasted dough that you take and you drop
the
in
fried
hot oil.
Zaples.
The fried Zaples. But though the other ones are fried too. The Zaples that
The
look like a
feast
ball.
ones.
The feast Zaples. Sometimes sweet, sometimes savory.
In the south of Italy, it looks like a flower pot. Scarafea. It's exactly shaped just like a flower pot, and it's tall, so it has slanted sides, and it's tall, and that's what you beat. That's what you would punch to beat Zaple dough in, right?
Really?
Because I'm a truly sick and mentally ill person,
At
right?
least obsessive.
Guess who's going to buy one and have one shipped in?
Of course.
So I could go beat the Zaples with the correct terracotta pot to do this.
Well, you know what? It's like you taught me to use the tahini pot to make sauce, and it makes it better, right? So, like, if you use these things, they've survived hundreds and hundreds and sometimes thousands of years for a reason. That, may I point out, we have not been. First of all, we've not been recording as much because we're banking for summer. Secondly, you and I have not been traveling as much since the babies. You've been on the road yourself with the postcards, but I haven't been able to really go with you. But we did take a trip. I just have to brag about him because people sometimes may not understand the Italian credentials, how real they are for our crew here.
They are.
We flew up and back to go watch the first game of the Stanley Cup Finals in Edmonton because I had gone last year, and I said to Pat and Sabino and some other friends of ours, Brandon, who's been on the show a bunch, like, I want you guys got to see.
It was a life-changing. It's like the eighth wonder of the world is an Oiler fan.
Oh my gosh! Out
of control.
Full love and respect to the Oilers fandom. It's a religion, and a Stanley Cup game in Canada. I think particularly in Edmonton with their history, it was the wildest, and it is. I wanted them to see it, but we landed early, and we had time to kill before the arena opened. So of course, it was me, Pat, Sabino, and Brandon. What did we do? We went to find Edmonton's
It doesn't
Little
matter
Italy.
if it was 50 other people. We still go in the same
That's
place.
true. This is where we're going, right? So we go to Little Italy, Edmonton, which is basically one business now, and it's this Piazza Italia, I think it's called. We'll put it up on the screen. The nicest people in the world. They were from
the Val di Diano.
Val di Diano, like
right.
all of
all
us.
Of our Salernitano, we all knew the same towns.
It was amazing.
They have family in Staten Island.
But
we were automatically with our own. Know the beauty of that day was? We were with our people in a second.
Immediately.
Yeah. I guess they knew Sabino from growing up Italian, and they're coming out with pizzas and coffee and what can I get you? And we're talking about people in Italy and people in Edmonton. And there was no, if there ever was an argument that there's a connecting cloth of Anglophonic Italy,
Yeah.
right? The Italy of the Anglophones, the diaspora.
Yeah.
The Edmonton proved it. If
And
we
we
could
were
have filmed them in Edmonton.
We were there to
proved it.
root against different teams, obviously, right?
But
like,
within 2 seconds, you're like, oh, you're from.
it was like you were related to
right.
them.
They were from San Pietro Sultanagro.
And that's why these places, when they survive, right? That's the only place left. And there's like, they said there was an extensive community there spread throughout. Edmonton's kind of out of the way. But that's their home base.
Well, John
That
wants
is
to tell you-
where what I want to tell you is Pat spent $450 Canadian on.
That's only 35 American.
But you bought, what did you buy? You bought
Can I tell you something?
Gavadil
If
making
you're
machine.
wherever you live, go fly to Edmonton. The store was worth an international plane ride.
You were so happy.
Because they had all the old stock. See, I collect, because I am a mentally ill person, I collect old Italian kitchenware that they haven't made in 30
Yes.
years. They had like shakers.
Wow.
They had the
Impressive.
chestnut cutters.
You bought like multiple chestnut cutters.
Because you never know. They stopped,
A
they
Gavadil
stopped
making
making them in the
machine.
Reagan
Yeah,
administration.
you-
I made a Vito Antonio Gavadil. There's no one else in the world that had that. And I bought 3 Italian pineapple cutters. It was from a restaurant line, and you put it in the pineapple, and you twist. I forget people watching this because it's like television. I forget. I sometimes I still think it's the old,
Yeah, no,
the radio format. You stick it in, and you twist it, and it cuts the pineapple into matching cubes.
Only you.
Now,
Actually,
Brandon Ficaro's going like the school marm, like, oh, what do you need 3 for? What do you need 3 for?
'Cause you're not
right?
gonna forget
and
it
I had
again.
a big way. No, you need a small push cart, right? But he doesn't. I said to him,
You
he goes,
building
when
the
are you
ark.
gonna? When are you gonna? So when are you gonna eat these pineapples? And I said to him, there's a website called Memoria di Angelina, and this guy got me hooked on it. If we could ever get him on the show, I'd love to have him. I guess his family has a tradition of they cut up pineapple as a after Sunday or after holiday meal. So in the fruit course, they chop up pineapple and they mix it with anisetto, zambuca, and it becomes like a
Sounds pretty
pineapple
good.
anisetto. So I bought the pineapple cutters
oh, for that.
to do this. Right,
Well-
I got my brother one. I bought multiple. They had 3. I bought 3.
I'm gonna make Nikki cut in footage because we have Sabino's film footage of Happy Pat going to town. We talk about these.
What does that mean, Happy Pat?
When you're in your natural element, you're buying a Gavadil machine that's been
Listen,
out of
the world's
out of-
a
yeah.
terrible place.
That's right.
And God gives us little tastes of the foretaste of
Exactly.
paradise in Italian delis.
Yeah, that's
Because
my
what
point.
was great about Canada, was all their stuff was top notch.
Yeah, it was really nice.
They had like 18 different pistachio creams. Like
Yeah, it
you
was a
could
lot.
you could have gotten different. They had multiple. That's why I like when you have choice. Like they had Briolski. They had the other.
They had a lot. Yeah, different kinds.
And they had their cheese was very good.
I didn't-
They had all their cheese like the Casacaval was. It was like the stuff from Italy.
Yeah.
They had Turigotta salad from Italy, vacuum sealed.
Yeah, it was really nice. It
If you
was-
live in like Montana,
Yeah.
isn't that in the same neighborhood?
it's actually it's probably
If
closer
you're
for them
Italian,
to go
We
there.
have one listener. I know we have one listener in Montana.
We do.
Brenda Ficara's Brenda known as Brenda.
Brenda Vaccaro.
Brenda Ficcaro's cousin, who's a listener.
Is that
Lives
right?
in Montana.
I didn't know
Yes. If you're there, get in the car.
Go to Edmonton.
And it was a lot of fun. We had coffee, we had pizza.
Yeah,
The
but it
pizza
was
very
lovely.
good.
They were
had a
lovely.
babarom. The babarom was excellent.
and they
brought
had
us
the
their babarom.
Calabrese peach pastry. I
Yeah,
never
I
had
like
that
peach.
before. That
I'm
was nice.
surprised. Like even Sabino didn't know that.
I
That's
never had that.
Pennsylvania. They're big in the Philly area.
Is that
'Cause
right?
It's very Calabrese. Yes.
I never had it. Well, I mean, this is the kind of stuff we like to do. Obviously, you built a successful brand on social media, Brooklyn Bites. You've now got a cookbook. What took
Thank
you into this? You're a young guy.
Yeah, so my wife and I, it's been like a little bit over 8 years now. We would go out to all different restaurants and whatnot. And all our friends would be like, oh, where should we go eat? Where should we go eat? So one day my wife and I were like, you know what? Let's just create a page like this and see what happens. It was just for fun. Like there was nothing behind it, no intention to like be where we are today. And then little by little, we started getting a little following going on in Bensonhurst. I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then we got invited to a restaurant at the time that I don't think is no longer around. And they were like, oh, come in. We'll comp your meal. Just, if you want to take pictures, go ahead. I was like, oh, I've never seen this before. This is cool.
Say
Like,
what?
free
Yeah.
food. All right. Order whatever you want. Well, we got whatever we want, of course. We were like a little bit gavones, but we didn't know.
You
And,
you weren't gavones. You had to taste everything.
Yeah, that's
right.
How
Yeah.
could you report? How could you tell
No.
people that this stuff is good? You had a moral
gotta eat it.
duty to
Yeah.
eat all that stuff. Correct.
So then after that, we got an email from Food Network, New York City Wine, Food and Festival. They wanted to give us like passes to go and go to like the entire week to see like all the different events that they were doing across the city. And then it was at that point that my wife and I, we looked at each other and we were like, I think we got something going on here. And then little by little, we started getting invited to more restaurants. Whether now it wasn't even in Brooklyn no more, it was Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island. And then next thing you know, it fast forward now, and now we have this loyal following behind us, and we find ourselves going out to eat pretty much every week, going to different spots that whether we know or don't know. It does add up, though. I will say, after all those times going out to eat every single day, you do feel it. Like,
Oh gosh, are you kidding me?
it's an amazzata. I feel it's a
I know.
mazzata.
It ain't. Did you always have an interest in this stuff? I mean, we were talking about like running to Canada to go to a thing.
No, it's funny. Yeah, I actually. So like since I was in college, at the time, I had like a gaming page, Idra's Nintendo gaming page, and
Wait a minute, tell me that again.
Idra's Nintendo gaming page.
Nintendo.
It was like a regular Nintendo page, and I'm like, how can I be different? This was like when Instagram first came out. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do like, how do I get people to follow? And I was like, you know what I'll do? Hashtag the Idra's Nintendo, and then you can win picture of the day. And at that time, everything was pictures on Instagram. So I had all these people that would always like, and every single night before I would go to bed, I would look at the hashtag and I would just pick a random winner that I thought like would be like the picture of the day. And like that hashtag ended up getting like over 200,000 like photos and all this.
How about that?
So like, then I remember one time, I always remember, I even had like one follower who had messaged me. It was like, I went out, I was younger, and I went to a club. It was like 3 a.m. I forgot to post a picture. Goes, is everything okay? You didn't post the photo of the day. I just want to follow up with you, see if everything's okay. And I'm like, oh my God.
Wow, that's
People, they really want
to
know.
care.
So it was from that moment, I always had this thing with social media. And like, I worked in the post office. I hated it. I worked in TSA. I hated it. It was terrible. I worked with my dad. He owns a marble company, and he does kitchens and all that. And he didn't want to see me in that business. He's like, look, this is a heavy business. It's terrible for your lungs, for just you. Just work with me, do what you need to do, but then over time, find something. So in the back of all this, I was really growing Brooklyn Bites at the time, me and my wife. And then, I just, boom, it just hit us like one day where next thing you know, where brands are reaching out to do sponsor deal with us. And see here, we also have a book as well now. So it just really like just all picked up.
What was your wife doing before?
So she was working in the school in the administrative side. She's still teaching right now. But she's really, I have to say, my wife is more like the brains behind it. Like she's the one who takes care of the email. She's the one who's like, if they reach out to us, she's really like the behind the scenes person. I'm more like I'm the camera guy. I'm doing the videos. I'm trying to figure out where we should go, how we should do a video.
The successful Italian marriage. I'm gonna get heat for saying it that way, but that's the same as my wife is the brains of the operation.
Yeah, and
she runs everything. I love it that way because the world should be run by Italian women. It's efficient. It's organized. It's clear.
There's a very strong argument to me.
It really is.
I've said it all the time. People incorrectly, and maybe it's a Southern thing. People incorrectly assume or think that it's a patriarchy. It's not. It's a matriarchy.
Yeah, it's a matriarchy. Yeah,
1000%.
They say what the man's the head, but the woman's the neck, right? I mean, like the neck turns the head wherever it wants to. I think that's the right way to be. Nikki told me one time he wanted to use a clip because I said I'm afraid of my wife, and he goes, "Are you okay with me?" I said, "Absolutely. I'll tell the whole world I'm terrified of my wife. She's the strongest, most organized. I mean, you know her, right? She's superstar, but you need that partnership.
Like there's times when even when I'll get annoyed at something or if someone just pisses me off sometimes, she'll be the one that goes, take it back 2 steps, take it easy, and then thank God I listened to her for that reason, because it's like, okay, I would have done something or said something rash that I shouldn't have said, and I'm like, you know what, you're right, babe, thank you, because she really like calms me down.
She balances you.
She balances my craziness.
Now, you mentioned before we got it, you guys are just fresh finished. This is new, right?
This we've had for a while.
Oh, this
we
is
actually are working on.
You're working on
we are working on the second one.
Yeah,
okay,
I understand.
We are working on the second one. Now, this one, I mean, this was really an interesting how it became. It was really what the book really describes. It's like my background. So I'm from Napoli, Torre del Greco.
You're not from Naples.
Turres,
Torre del
Turres,
Greco.
I know.
We were saying off
Represent-
camera.
Yep.
That's going to explode. I'll have 10,000 Neapolitans attack
Here's your
me.
clip, Nicky.
Neapolitans need to genuflect at the altar of Torre del Greco because Torre del Greco, in my opinion, is the real epicenter. They're the most Neapolitan. Like, if you take the North Pole, it's not exactly the North Pole. Like, there's the North Pole on paper, and then there's the real magnetic North Pole.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Naples is the North Pole, but Torre del Greco is the magnetic. That's the
Yeah.
real. Because everybody's crazy. All Torres people.
listen,
my
I
grandma's
can
father. You know
vouch.
what I say? I have like my
can vouch
grandmother's
that.
father lived in Torre del Greco for a
Wow.
number of years before he came to
Wow.
this country. So my grandmother had cousins that were cops and stuff in Torre del Greco. So yes, I can, and because they're fiery, they're passionate.
Oh my goodness!
They are the most
yes.
passionate. Like in Naples, you have Chiaia and you have but the Torres are like
Yeah,
they're like
we're-
on fire constantly. It's a well, the Torres dialect is even a
Christ.
sub dialect
We're
of Neapolitan. I mean,
it's
the
strong.
Neapolitan language, a dialect. But we were saying they're famous for the great spaghetti pastiera.
Which
That's
my
their-
my grandmother, she does that, and it's
What is that?
It's
like a sweet spaghetti.
they boil
Oh, the
spaghetti.
spaghetti pastiera, the pie
Yeah.
itself. I
Yeah,
thought you,
but
oh, yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
It's
Yes.
not. It's not. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
It's no
Fascinating.
ricotta. It's
Yeah.
only eggs. So you boil the spaghetti, and then it's eggs and sugar, and like a little bit of lard or butter, whatever you fat, and you could put the millefiore, fior d'arancia, whatever water you want to put in, and you bake it for 45
bet
minutes,
that's
and you
good.
put
So
sugar on
good.
top. It is the
That's
most
your Easter.
delicious.
That's your Easter pie.
That's their pastiera.
Every
yeah.
Easter, that's what we have. Yep, it's
that sounds
amazing.
good.
It's I can't describe it, but like I only in Torre del Greco I actually get that.
My grandmother used to make it, and then my grandmother invented her own. She put ricotta together with my grandma's personality because her father had lived there for a long time, and that had been her father had her mother used to always make
A
one
wooly
for
for that.
A wooly for it, yeah.
So this book is based on kind of your family.
Yeah, it's my
stuff.
family and my wife's family. So
Where's she from?
She's from Gioiosa Ionica in Calabria.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So and put us both together. You got two
That's an
hard
interesting
heads.
breed.
It is an
What do you
interesting,
call like
It
these
is.
new dog breeds they come up with?
a designer,
Cocker
yeah,
poodle and all
Hocker
stuff.
yeah.
A Calabrese Torres person would be a very interesting
That's interesting.
blend because
It is.
it's complementary and different.
Can I talk about this a second? It's total tangential. I don't know if you've heard this. Here's a tangent for the podcast. Talk about dog breeds. So we have a friend of ours who does some work at the Italian Future Leaders with us, Jennifer Cato from Iowa. Very active in the Italian community in Iowa.
She corrects me on this all the time.
She's not from Iowa.
She goes like, "Yes, I have this. This is to clarify for what do you call it? Disclaimer. Before she is from California,
Living in Iowa.
living in Iowa.
Right, but she's active in the community there. And
Yes,
there's an
yes.
Italian community there, which she's done a lot with. She's telling me about a project she's looking to do for preservation of Italian heirloom varietals and breeds and the farm breeds and stuff here in the United States. And she's starting already with the Abruzzese, you talk about dogs, sheep dogs. And I was telling her about the Sicilian version because we'd like, she said, you should start bringing these over. And so I'm thinking, wow, these designer breeds. You have an Abruzzese and a
great?
Sicilian sheepdog. What a nice.
Do you think we could have an adoption program for the Sicilian
Yes,
dogs?
I think we could. I think
So
it'd be
if she
awesome.
breeds them,
Yes.
we need and you
gotta
don't
get-
have to be Sicilian to get a Sicilian
No,
dog.
you got an Italian family around the country. You want
Because
an
we wanna
Italian
save
dog
the
breed?
dog.
Yes, here we go.
We
yeah.
need to breed them for the gene pool.
I think that's nice. That's not a bad idea.
I want to run with this. I don't know why. I'm not a dog. I'm not like. I mean, I like dogs. I've never
can't
had
see
a
you
dog.
owning a dog. No, you would
Well, then
be-
you got to clean them up. If they didn't shed and give allergic stuff, or you get allergic.
There's not.
If they used the toilet, if they were civilized,
Yeah,
they say,
okay.
I'm going to go use
Yes.
the bathroom. You have to worry
They
about
were
that.
40-year-old human. Pat would let them into
Yeah,
the house.
but-
Basically, that's how it goes.
But that's a great thing. I mean, to save that dog.
To save a breed, yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Are they in the United States? I don't
Not
think
that
so.
I know of, no. They're almost extinct in Sicily.
We have 8,000 different projects. That's 8,001.
Not in my house, though. If Jen wants to do it, great, but no more dogs in my house.
But you would adopt one.
No, I don't want a dog anymore. You got a dog? You got
I
pets?
had
After
I had two
Rocco?
dogs with my mom when with my mom and my dad. And let me tell you, it's a great thing. But for me, you could say goodbye to going on vacation. Someone's always got to be with them.
Yeah,
we couldn't
it's
enjoy
a
vacation.
huge obligation.
Then
John,
one of us has to stay
John,
behind.
John.
It's a lot of work.
You're losing your Sicilian credentials right now. I never thought
No, I
you would turn down a
I
Sicilian
would turn down a
dog.
Sicilian dog. Absolutely, I would turn down the dog that the King of Sicily owns. I
Was
don't
it too
care.
much work?
It's a lot of work, and
Yeah, it's a lot of work. My wife wants a dog. She never had a dog, and I'm like,
Does she want a Sicilian dog?
Let's get in on the program now. I
No,
just
we
gotta
have
be a
Campania.
I just
We got-
calibration
Campania
breeds.
and Sicily
That's
represented by the dog. It'd be like a.
You got all south of Italy right there.
So we could get you a Maremma, you have a Abruzzese dog, now you have 4.
Now you're how old? You're
I'm 32.
32, almost on Igris. Are you guys kids, family?
We just had one. We just had one kid. Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you.
How old?
He's a baby boy. He's gonna be 11 months. Yeah.
God bless. That's
Time
wonderful.
flies.
Did you name him after your dad?
Well, actually, we named it actually after my wife's dad. He had passed away right before our wedding.
I'm sorry to hear
Thank
that.
you. So
Beautiful.
we were
That's-
like, let's honor him, and we named our son that.
You named the kid like Tyler or
No,
Ben.
all
His
right.
name is Marcello.
That's my
nice.
father-in-law's name. How
Wow.
about that? Yeah, my son. We just had our first son, Vincenzo Marcello. So
Wow.
that's there you go. Good
See?
job. Well
What's,
done.
your
Thank you.
what's your father's name?
My father's name is Maurizio.
Beautiful name.
They're like cool names today.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is
It's
there's
true.
You get
yeah.
away, and you're not going to have that. Oh,
You don't
wow.
see those names anymore, especially
No.
They're coming
Marcello,
back.
Maurizio.
The old names are coming
Yeah.
back.
Of course, they're coming back. I remember going to a Italian American Sports Hall of Fame gala many years ago now, and Scott P.O.B, who was the longtime general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs, got up there and got his award, was thanking everybody, and he introduced his kids, and they had his name's Scott, but they had like really Italian names. He said like we chose to go backwards, and I would say backwards, like we chose to go back to the Italian names. Because it felt like a reclamation project. It felt like a chance to say, like, this is who we are, first name, last name, everything into it. And we did the same thing when we had the baby, because my dad's birth certificate says Vincent. But first of all, he has 2 grandsons named Vincent. My brothers both had sons before us. And secondly, I spent my whole life saying, it should be.
You know how that works out well? My mother's named for her grandmother.
Yeah.
And my mother's grandmother was Caterina.
Right.
So I think she has 4 first cousins with the same name.
Yeah.
Or she's one of 4 first cousins. So everyone is spelt. That's why my mother was the last one, Kathleen. There's a Catherine with a K.
Yeah.
Catherine with a C. Because when your father's, you had 4. If you had 4 girls with the same first name and the same last name.
Yeah. It's a little
So
bit.
that's good. So you have a little bit of
Yeah, a little
diversity.
diversity, and, yeah.
You carried it on, but it's not going to be like, well, which Vincent is it? Does
Yeah.
that,
But I'm glad you guys at your age, had the clarity to do these kind of things, because
Nobody does it no more. It's actually quite like when we were naming our son. My whole family in Italy, they kind of don't understand that. They're like, oh, you didn't name it after your dad.
Yeah.
It's like that very old school
Yeah.
Italian mentality, and I'm just like, oh,
But I mean, if you're gonna do something,
yeah.
you're
you know when that
memorializing
Yeah,
your father. Well,
it's-
that's an appropriate
there was
divergence from the tradition.
right.
there was a custom in the south of Italy that if a child died, so if the brother or the sister had a sibling that died and the father was still alive, the father could tell them, don't name it after me, name it after my
your
son.
sibling, Yeah.
wow.
So that was the dying and the name thing. There was a connection with that, because I couldn't figure out one time my friend's uncle was not named after the grandfather, to make a long story short, and I could never figure out why. And I was at the grandmother's funeral, and I saw the family plot, and I saw there was a young
Yeah.
guy who had died, and that's what the uncle was
clicked,
named
it
after.
made sense,
So
yeah.
he named the child after his brother.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to do. It really. I mean, I think that's. You were saying off the mic, you guys got married during COVID.
Yeah,
And restricted
that was rough.
attendance for an Italian wedding, huh?
You had a small intimate wedding of 200 people.
Only 200 people. Yeah, I mean, and then at that moment, I think it was like 3-4 weeks before our actual wedding. That's when I think they like lifted all the bans of 75% up to a certain point, or 50%. So at that point, I didn't want to do no malfigura and invite someone last second. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to invite you.
It's hard.
There were so many people that my mother wanted to invite, my mother-in-law, and I'm like, no, I don't even know who they are. Number one, if it was a regular wedding, sure.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're only limited to 200 people now.
That's
so.
like a gift for an Italian, because we had 400 or 500
You're right.
people at our wedding, and my one brother got married in Italy, and it's a destination wedding, so it was just an intimate family. My other brother got married and kind of had limited his, and we said to our parents, both of whom Italian, all 4 Italian parents, you guys invite who you want.
Yeah.
It was 500. I mean, it was huge, right? But it's an undertaking. Those are undertakings, those weddings.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming.
Really overwhelming.
Yeah. We just went to your brother's wedding, and that was a pretty significant size
There were a
crowd.
lot of people.
And your brother, Katie, my new honorary sister-in-law, your real sister-in-law, she's from Wisconsin, and I could not get
Her and Anne-Marie.
Yeah, her and Amory, who
Yes,
was
yes.
here with our team. The whole time, the non-Italian people at the wedding commenting on the cocktail hour. at Macalusa's in New Jersey was my great takeaway. They were stunned at what they saw in that cocktail hour. It had everything under the sun.
Jersey does stuff a little differently.
Wow. And even I was impressed. I mean, full pig, quails. It was like you could never see so much food. Those cocktail hours, I don't know how much longer they have to survive. Those big over the top.
Oh, don't go jinxing
No,
it
really,
on
I
us.
don't know,
Here we go. The bakery's
You
going to
think
close.
people are going to do that?
Yes, I hope so.
I
Because
hope
what are
so.
we going to do with the? I got 25 years left.
I don't know.
Whatever I got left, you got to take away the little things that I like.
I've been to weddings that were buffets.
Sure, I've said for years, I think that the future should be an ongoing cocktail hour.
That's absolutely
I like
right.
that.
5 hours.
Yes.
What happens is,
Yeah.
Right.
you fill up and then you maxed out
Yeah.
at 45 minutes,
That's
and
true.
you would go back for stuff at 2 hours.
That is a brilliant
So
idea.
I would go through I'm not the first one to come up with this. I know that someone's going to say I know other people have, but an Italian cocktail hour all night long.
It's a great idea.
And you
That
can
is
go
a great
back
idea,
and
honestly. I like
and
that.
open seating a little bit. Because if you don't like the people you're sitting with, or you foot over a house
Also a
back
great-
30 years ago,
also a great idea.
And,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not and the person who invited them didn't realize they're not talking till they get there.
After we do the dog breeding, you could do a wedding planning, the
would do
all
a
new
wedding.
Italian American wedding planning. That's So you guys still live in?
We still live in Bensonhurst.
Bensonhurst?
Yeah, we're still going.
That's wonderful.
You know, it's quite interesting. You know, like even just 10, 15 years ago, when there was even around me, there was a lot more of Italian families, and everyone's just moving. Everyone who went to Staten Island, Florida, South Carolina, Pennsylvania. So
Yeah,
it's,
I mean,
it's a
I hate to say
everything's
it.
changing.
Brooklyn's going to become an Italian American memory.
Yeah,
yeah, very much so. It's interesting because of places like Bensonhurst, Diker, Bay Ridge.
But I think Williamsburg has held out best.
I mean, our little enclave, between Sabino's dad and the sandwich shop on the corner,
Fortunato's is still
Fortunato's,
there.
Bamonte's, the
got
Feast.
a handful left.
Got a handful of places.
It's a handful, but I think Bensonhurst, Bay Ridge has gotten hit hard.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be the
Bensonhurst, yeah.
last.
They were supposed to be the last
Alamo.
bastion.
Bensonhurst.
Yes,
Right.
that was supposed to be the Alamo.
And I think even I say Red Hook. I know that's no longer appropriate. Carroll
There's a couple
Gardens.
places
What is that
left.
now? What is
Yeah,
Red Hook
yeah,
technically?
yeah.
Carroll
The
Gardens.
Red Hook's Red Hook, Carroll Gardens, Carroll.
We have Court
Gardens got a-
It
Pastry
used to be
Shop.
South Brooklyn
Yeah.
was everything.
South
Court
Brooklyn.
Street, yeah.
South Brooklyn. But I think the Court Street area.
Yeah.
I think they've held on. They declined, let's say, in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
But they've still held on. Where I think that Bensonhurst Bay Ridge is it's like
I'll tell you
it's like an earthquake
Yeah.
almost.
Court Street, when I moved to Court Street in 2006, I moved to Brooklyn, back to Brooklyn. Deep Court Street, you still had a lot of places that are now gone. And Esposito's just closed.
Oh, yeah.
But
Mhm.
That was the pork store, Esposito's,
yeah,
right?
that just closed.
Do you know what someone said to me, referring to that place? How can you stay, again, another hipster dig, but how can you stay open when someone comes and buys like one sausage,
That's right.
2 sausages? I
What do
mean,
you
when
do?
people come in and buy, let's say I need 3 pounds of this, 4 pounds of that. You can't survive on a 25-year-old hipster that lives alone.
Yeah.
That buys 1-2 pieces of sausage. It just doesn't pay the bill.
No, it's a totally different world. All these institutions, I mean, but,
They were built for big families. That's the thing we don't talk about.
yeah, they were built
People
We
for
had
don't even have big
infrastructure,
families,
right,
They don't have big
you know.
families, yeah.
Everyone, they're lucky enough if they have one kid nowadays with the
My-
cost of
my-
things too.
That's true.
My aunt was friends with people in Jersey City. The woman was one of 18. 18 kids in one
Wow.
Italian family. And they all lived. All lived to maturity.
I mean, it also speaks to why projects like yours are important, right? Because obviously you're doing all kinds of foods. It's not just Italian food. You just happen to be 2
Yeah.
Italian Americans. But the idea is like some of these places, right? The outside world, I don't even mean outside the ethnic tribe. I just mean outside of like the locals. They don't know these amazing hidden gems. And when you can reveal them through a robust social media platform, you provide a service to those institutions, right? But you also provide a service to the people who are coming in seeking authentic. Because I always say all the time, like, if a good restaurant closes, there's a chance somewhere nearby another good one's going to pop up that you could eat
Mm-hmm.
kind of equal. But if a place that's got a history and it's got something unique and it's got a food you're not going to, like, when they go, you lose an experience, you know?
No, you're right. I just recently, and I actually just posted a video recently about it, and because I felt like there was so much like meaning and depth behind it. And it was a local pork store by me, and they're actually from Torre del Greco, a pork store. And they're like one of the few ones left in that neighborhood of Brooklyn. And and I saw the dad. It was behind talking with the owners, and I saw the dad. He's 83 years old. He's still tying the sausages with literally a rope. And I'm saying to myself, hold on. I told the son, Joe, hold on. I got to record you that because this is something that today people have no idea what this is. This is
Correct.
what work was back in the day. This is literally what we dream of when we think of pork stores. This is what I want to see. And like, I just recorded that one video, posted that one video. Now I knew right away. I told my wife, I said, this is going to hit because you don't see this no more. An old Italian man doing this with talking that Italian Torrese accent. And it, surely enough, it hit. And over 1 million views, like all these crazy numbers.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's sad because back in the day, what upsets me is back in the day, you would go in every corner and there would be a pork store. So like something like that would never be viral. Yeah. Now it's because it's like, they're going extinct essentially. It's a shame. You can count the number of pork stores there are left. More are closing. 2025 has been terrible for Italian-American businesses. They're all closing left and right.
Horrible year, yeah. Really, and
it's tough.
It's the great extinction.
But let's go through the issues. Because I had cousins on my mother's side that had a bakery. It was before my time, but it was you lose holidays. You know, you're sleeping on flour sacks. You know, it's constant work, right? It's all the stuff that people don't want to do, right?
Absolutely,
it's not well respected. I think the number one problem. It takes a lot of brains. It is a science to run a bakery, to run a butcher shop. And I think that we've come where America culturally is. Well, I worked in the pastry shop, so you become a brain surgeon. Well, maybe they don't want to be a brain surgeon. Maybe they want to be a baker. But I feel that there's a tinge in America that does not appreciate craftsmen. You know that.
But that's the
a
interesting
butcher
thing
is a craftsman.
That's the interesting thing that drives me kind of crazy, right? And that's why I have a great affection for somebody like you and your wife who's going around and showing these things to the world, because whether it be the economics of it, whether it be they don't have marketing, whether it be the business is successful but the guy wants to retire and doesn't want his kid to take, whatever it is, a place like that closes, right? And there's, especially in this city, in Brooklyn in particular, there's a decent chance that that empty space or somewhere nearby is going to be occupied by some guy who was a tax accountant and decided he wanted to become a butcher, and he grew up big beard and he's got a nice leather thing and he charges you 10 times the price as an Italian guy who's been a butcher for 3 generations to give you this hipster. And he, like, look, I mean, we're in a faux interior here in the store, but I mean, he builds a faux looking interior to make it look like it's been there 1 million years, and he charges you 5 times the price. And that happens a lot, right? This idea that we
is so correct.
We correct Disneyfication and for quality. And this, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, it's a manufactured experience.
Do you know the number one example of that should crystallize that's on the money? There was an actual 1950s, like 30s interior soda shop, right? Candy store, soda shop in Hoboken. It was like a Hollywood movie set, right? It was unchanged. Like, oh, the last thing we got was from the 30s. The family sold it. They sold it to a guy who bought it, gutted it, and made it into a 1950s. He bought all fake 1950s, like, you know, like this, like these booths and stuff like that. Yeah. The old booths were kind of wooden benches, but he made it was like a Johnny Rockets. He made it Johnny. So it was like, this is a fake 1950s diner, and I destroyed
the real one. The
real one that had that was, and I said to myself, this is America. We prefer. Like, Europe has castles, and we have Disney World. We have a castle in America. It's a complete fake castle.
It's made out of fiberglass.
It's made out of fiberglass. Right? We prefer a fake history to a real history.
I got it. Now, this is perfect to segue into some questions I have for you about what you guys do. This will go unnamed. Do you? And then I don't like to put names, right? Like, I don't like to up or down businesses, and I'm not going to say any names, but one of the places we went was celebrated as we approached as the oldest business in town, and I was so excited. And I'm saying to the guy outside, you know, it's so pleasure to meet you, can't wait. And when you find an old place and the authenticity's there, and he looked like he saw a ghost, and he said to me, well, I hope you won't be disappointed, but we're renovating. I said, what do you mean? He says, well, we decided an upgrade. Wow. And the pictures of the interior that I had seen, so beautiful, and they were replacing it with a Vegas-esque. I'm like, oh, what a tragedy to take out the soul of these places. But it leads to the question, you're doing all this stuff, you're reading. You ever sort of lean into a soft review? I mean, how objective do you have to be?
So I look at it this way. If if I go to a place, and actually, again, not even going to name drop, but I've gone to places in the past that been invited to, went, and I've never posted reviews for. Why? Either the food was disappointing, or I got really sick.
Oh,
and I mean, like, really sick.
That would be bad.
Wow.
Where the day after, I was in the bathroom all day long.
Oh, that's not.
So, like, out of respect, I'm like, look, I'm not gonna really post anything, because at the end of the day, I look at it this way: if I post a bad review, I'm gonna, because I always get this question a lot, like, you never post bad reviews, you only post the good ones, and why do you only post the good ones? I said, people got families to feed at home.
Yeah.
They have kids. They put blood, sweat, and tears into what they do. Why should I come on camera? Like, who am I to say, hey, this place, they suck. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Don't even bother going. Every place has a bad. Listen, they all have a bad day,
Sure.
and that could have been just a terrible day.
Absolutely right.
So, to that point, no, I don't put any bad reviews. Soft reviews, no. I mean, I try to keep it as legit as possible. Like, sometimes, like, look, if the owner's super nice, cute old man or cute old lady, and they're like such a nice people that have been around for 30, 40 years, I think that story too also brings like a good review as well. It's like, look at that. Like, they're so accommodating, just their history, how they started a restaurant. But I always tend to keep it like, look, if I enjoy it, I'll post it. If not, see you later. I'm not even
What if
gonna
you
bother.
and Sabrina disagree about a place? How's that go?
It's happened. So what we'll do is, like, there'll be a dish that I like or she didn't like, or something she liked and I didn't like. So, all right, out of those 7-8 dishes we tried, that's the one thing we won't put.
All right.
Like, if it's something that you didn't like and I like, fine. If it's something, vice versa, fair enough. We got 7 other dishes to talk
All right.
about.
That's a good way to do
And
it.
there's been times where, like, the restaurant, they'll tell us, like, oh, you need to order this. This is so good. And then we get it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's good. It's good. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to post this because I want to keep it real.
Do you ever go home and try to replicate a dish?
Actually, yes. I've tried that. What was the recent one? I tried a spadini alla romana at home. And because it's something that I never make at home. And I'm like, you know what?
that's a going out. That's not something
That's
you
a
make
going
at
out
home.
thing.
That's a going
And let me
out
tell
thing.
you, that's something I'll never make ever again because I made a mess in my kitchen.
Really?
It turned out the way I wanted it to turn out, but it's just one of those things where you gotta put the cover on, the pans, and this and that.
Spadina Romana is basically like a deep fried,
Yes.
battered.
It's like a mozzarella
Mozzarella
cutoff with an
carrozza.
upgrade.
And then it's like
With a
that's
prosciutto.
what-
Oh, this prosciutto is what's in
Yeah.
it.
I think so, but they have
Sometimes they have it,
that
sometimes
butter
they don't.
sauce with the lemon and the capers. But that's like 1960. That's so.
That's so old
That's
school
so 1960s.
Italian American
Yeah.
cooking. So like then after that you got to put it like on the broiler. You got to put it in the oven so it melts on the inside and the outside doesn't burn. It was just too much, and I literally said, "This is great." But at the end of all that, I'm sweating. I'm like, I don't even want to eat this no more because it's like you put all this work
Yeah.
into it. I just want to look at it. Put it in a picture frame.
John and I were recently at a restaurant in Connecticut,
Yes.
and I was blown away because it was all the old food you never see anymore.
We can shout out
We went to Polizzi's. Where's that? Stanford.
Stanford, Connecticut. Yeah.
I had the best time there.
That was a recommendation of Steve Truly, our friend.
Is that where that came from,
yeah.
Steve Truly? Because that's
Yeah.
that's
He's
his
a
stomping
Connecticut.
ground.
Yes, it's not
Because the food, and this is a compliment.
Yeah.
It was like 30 years ago.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I walked in and I said, I don't know any place in Jersey that's still like this.
started to find those
Because
things.
it was like
that's-
the spadina, the stuff you
yeah.
didn't make at home.
Yes.
Like the stuff that you went out for.
Yeah.
Like fish dishes and stuff.
Yeah.
It was excellent. I was very happy there because Ronald Reagan was president. The Golden Girls were on TV. You know what I'm saying? The
But that's-
VCR is kind of a new thing. and
That's
that
what
was
you
fan-
lose when you
They were-
lose these old places.
They're
That's
from
true.
Sette Frate. They're from
Yes.
because a lot of people from Sette Frate, they went to Queens because my friend Steve's family's from there. I've been to Sette Frate. They went to Queens and they went to Stanford. So it was great for me because they were from Italian Italy that was from people that went to Stanford. It was the whole
Yeah.
package. I really had a great time.
I did
with
too.
it.
I love that place. We go there all the time now, and thanks to Steve for the recommendation. And it's one of those places where you're going to get these dishes that you just don't
See, I
get.
think the problem is that I blame this. It was the war on everything. So from the 1980s
Yeah.
to like, okay, well, what Spadini's fried.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't eat that. Because I remember, oh, you can't eat that. It's fried. Oh, you can't eat that. It has fat. You can't eat that. It's carbs. So then that's why the kale. What's the name of those bowls these people eat?
The
The bowls.
Quinoa.
not quinoa.
No,
Ca-
yeah, bowls
kale.
in New York.
Yeah,
There's these bowl
bowls.
places.
Yeah.
A poke bowl.
Poke bowl, right? They're
Yeah.
eating poke bowl because it has like kale
Yeah.
and
It's
kale.
like cauliflower rice in it.
And cauliflower. So they're going to go eat this because someone told them.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it hurts these places because, there's this, people I feel, because, I have a lot of opinions on this. I'm a pro-lard person. I'm not a seed oil person. I'm a pro-dairy and cheese person. Like, people still go, oh, you're not eating cheese, are you? No, but you're eating margarine.
Right,
You got
Yeah.
that big margarine crock. That's my take is I think that a lot of these places have suffered. So what's happened is you learn things in culinary and gastronomic things. It's passed from the family, from parents to children, grandparents to children. So if you come from we don't eat that stuff anymore. Now you've lost that.
Yeah.
That's like when tripe. I know tripe was demonized.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's
innards were
fantastic.
demonized. Where all these now you have these guys they're lifted on Instagram and they're eating bone broth and they're eating for the not the calcium. What's the name of it? The collagen. They're eating all
Yes.
these.
Yep.
All right. So when your grandmother ate it.
Pig's
Great
face
grandmother
is
was all
collagen
pigs, right?
rich,
You
right?
can't
Pig's
eat that.
feet,
That's
yeah.
disgusting. Because like the best brajol in the world is the brajol that's made out of golden. It's made from
It's skin.
the pork skin.
Pork skin.
Right? So you have kit that is collagen. It's full of collagen.
Yeah.
So it was demonized. So now you talk about people you cross with. If you've never tried it, Google this. Pork skin brajol, Goldica, Cotica. Go on YouTube. It is the best.
Yeah.
But my mother will go, oh, that's full. I mean, it's collagen,
Yeah,
right?
But that's, again, this is what people went from butter to margarine. It's like a chemical,
Let me ask you a question since we're on this track, and this is kind of like the truffle that John and I always search for. What are do you have like a category of old school stuff that we're the only ones that still make this? Like we're the ones that make apple we're the ones that make adrip, mullettia,
and all
some
the
other
restaurants.
thing that nobody else
That's a
makes.
good question.
Like at a restaurant or at home or at a restaurant. I mean,
That's a new category. That's a put Pat and John category.
That's true. Heirloom
Any heirloom
dishes.
stuff. I like mousse de bourg. You know mousse de bourg? Oh,
That's
I
pig
mean,
face, basically. For really,
it's all the parts of the piggy. They
delicious.
have it in it. Oh, the
Delicious.
best thing is with the cannellini beans. The cannellini. That if you don't know what that's my new thing. Is the missionary nuts? Because a lot of times we mention stuff. Look up Canneli, something like that online.
Cannellini beans.
Green olives, and then it's all those piggy parts cut up, and you just boil them. And you put lemon on top, and it's like
that's really good, actually.
a little bit of salt.
Yes.
Oh.
But yeah, going back to what you had said, tripe. That's something that no one makes anymore.
No.
And then if you do,
Yeah, but the restaurants.
like a lot of Italian
Sometimes
American
you see it.
restaurants, you see it, but not as often as like a chicken palm
No.
or something cliche.
No, it's not ubiquitous.
So it's like, and then a lot of times when I go to these places, and they'll be like, I don't know if you like it. We got tripe.
Yeah.
But I'll bring it out because we really, really have pride in it. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, bring it out. My wife won't touch it. She hates it. She's like, oh, it's
Well,
disgusting.
tripe is
I
like
love it.
Floyd Vivino,
Yeah.
the columnist in the Italian American Tribune, the Mark Twain of our people, said once that, and he hated tripe. And he said that tripe and gnocchi are definitives in the sense that people there's no middle ground. You never meet somebody who says, I'm not, it's okay. Either you love it or you hate it. And there's always
gnocchi too.
Yeah. Well, that's Floyd's theory. That's not me. Floyd said that gnocchi, and there was always a person pushing it on you.
Yeah.
So you don't like tripe. He loves tripe, and he's like, "Well, you don't like tripe because you never had it my way or this way at that restaurant." Yeah, that's. Where was we? We go down. I go down this mental tangent.
Tripe. We talk about plates that you don't see anymore.
Yeah, I just think I love places that do stuff that's kind of like. I don't want to say retro.
Throwback.
Throwback, or even unique.
Yeah, unique.
You don't see like even like dessert, like a zambayone.
No, it's hard.
It's
It's hard to make.
impossible. It's something you don't see.
You know my own thing on Zabayone? Because number one, Americans are they get focused on something, right? So I'm saying in the Medigan world, right? I can say that. There is a definitive dessert. So it used to be, I say ganul, I have to say cannoli because I'm on here. So that cannoli is a definitive. Everyone in Italy eats cannoli. Then tiramisu took that, right?
Yeah.
So I was on one YouTube. They like, every Italian grandma has her secret. The nonna has her secret tiramisu recipe. Tiramisu came out in the 60s, right? But I'm saying it's like, okay, Italians drink Chianti.
There's a case to be made that the tiramisu was invented in Baltimore. The guy died shortly after when I was in D.C., and his claim to fame, we're going to look it up, see if we can find the newspaper, was that he invented tiramisu, took it back to Italy, and it was stolen from him and all this stuff. So it might even be an Italian-American dish at its heart, but who knows?
Wow.
They'll never give us credit for that.
Definitely not.
Beyond the Italian-American dishes, so you're Brooklyn Bites, you're all over the place. What's your favorite non-Italian place to go?
Honestly, like cuisine-wise, I'm talking like Mexican food.
Mexican food.
Believe
That's
it or
your
not.
number 2.
That and Greek food. Actually,
Okay.
those are 2 things that I gravitate towards. And there's like to me, Greek food. I love it's something about like especially seafood, like octopus.
The good,
They make
that's
a
the
great,
Torresi.
They make a good.
You're Torre del Greco. That's,
you go.
That's a seaside town.
That's spaghetti.
You got clams coming out of your
I used to
knuckles.
fish
Yes,
for
correct.
actually octopus. So it's funny you say that. When I was younger, when my grandfather used to bring me on a boat, and that was the one thing we used to fish for was octopus.
What is Torre del Greco? The Tower of the Greeks.
Tower of the Greeks.
True.
They are
True.
your people.
That is
Yeah.
true.
You smell Greek, you're like, they're my
That's,
people.
speaking of octopus, that's where
Yeah.
my grandmother used to make a dish she called devilfish. My father, for years, tried to recreate it. Couldn't find it. Couldn't think of it. Right, until we went to not far from Torre del Greco with a friend of ours who was it's actually more close down to the Amalfi Coast side. But they took my parents fishing for todana, which is a different kind of squid, and they serve with potato. It's like a red long.
I love
Yep.
that.
Yeah, and it's served
Oh.
potatoes, and then you realize why. I don't know why it stopped coming over here, but it's a very different, delicious.
You have
So
to get it.
good.
I can get it by me because the Portuguese like it.
Frozen, I would imagine.
Frozen. Restaurant Depot has it because so you slice it and you cook it with potatoes.
But yeah, could you get that for me?
Yeah, you want it?
Yeah, we can make it for Dad. He would go nuts.
Really?
Yeah, he.
I can get it like a dime a dozen.
There you
I'll
go.
come. I'll come to West Shore. You know me, like 18 pounds. Let's have
Yeah,
a thought.
come on, yeah.
It is the best. I'm a fish person. If it was meat and fish, I'm always gonna go fish. I just love
Yeah.
fish, and my brother's the same way. I love fish. Todana potatoes is. Off the
Yeah, you
chart.
need that
Does
more
anybody
here.
make that?
That's a good one. I don't think so.
I've never seen it in America.
I've never seen it here.
Well, you know why?
Squid
Because
and
you have
potatoes.
to get it frozen. It's
Yeah.
all that. And I mean, now that we have,
And it's expensive.
It
I mean, look,
is.
how many times you go to an Italian place and you see a scungili salad on the menu and they go, "Oh, we actually don't have it anymore because nobody orders it and it's expensive." I mean,
I never understood what the war against scungio was. It's a fish. Like
I-
all of a sudden,
I love it.
The
oh,
word.
it's delicious.
It's so good.
we're gonna eat after. I'm hungry. I want to now. I want to go to. I want to go to Vincent's.
You like a drug. You like a drug dealer.
Yeah, I'm like food.
I was intermittent fasting today, right? Because I'm off the wagon.
Oh, it's Wednesday.
I'm
They're
like
not even open. I
I'm
can't
like
even.
the
I want,
Irish
now I
guy.
want. I want
in back
scungy
in
and
the
a
bar
shrimp ball at
Oh, it
Vincent's.
was so good. I was intermittent fasting.
Yeah, forget
And
it.
the devil. No, I got to go now because you told.
kill
it.
everybody.
Oh,
I'm
I
the
had
worst.
cookies.
I'm the worst. I know.
So
I
we went
remember.
out to meet people at a cafe here in Little Italy. And John said, bring out cookies. And I love Angenetti cookies. Like, eat me.
You know,
and I
Bill-
never tried theirs before.
Billy Santoro-
That's when I fell off the wagon.
Billy's like an uncle. He was my dad's best friend growing up their whole lives from 3 years old, and I worked with him for a while. And when I started working with him, he had evolved his dietary habits from Brooklyn Italian neighborhood to like health foods and wheat breads. And I was like, come on, have this again. The poor guy ended up with diverticulitis after working with me for years because I had him eating hot peppers every day, and I love to push food.
I love that.
That's the
But
drug
I
push.
love. Yeah, I would love. Because now I got scungio on the brain.
See? Now
I
we got-
love
now we gotta eat.
scungio with spaghetti.
My mouth's watering. Now all right, your cuisine's Mexican and Greek if you're not going Italian. In Brooklyn, somebody comes in and goes, I don't want an Italian meal. What's the best meal you recommend in Brooklyn? Where do you send them?
Wow. I always have Italian,
No, non-Italian.
non-Italian. Kind of stumped me there.
Really?
Can we throw Queens in with that as well?
Yeah, we're in the
Yeah,
city.
anyway,
in the
yeah,
city.
I
Where's your
guess-
favorite non-Italian place in the city you recommend to people? It's always a home run.
That's. I mean,
Tough.
that is tough because I always, when people ask me just in general, where's your favorite restaurant to eat? And I have to say, what kind of cuisine?
Yeah.
And they tell me, like, if Mexican, I'm trying to.
Brooklyn has everything. I tell people when they come from around the country, I think the best place to eat in America is Queens and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Because no matter, they have Himalayan food.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. else on.
Nepal.
Yeah.
There's
I went
no.
for Egyptian stuffed pigeons in Queens.
Yeah.
Like the mouth waters.
Well, now that I'm actually thinking about it,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm trying to think. So, like, the one place my wife and I, we always go to, it's actually in Bay Ridge called Cebu. And it's Cebu, it's whatever. What I like about them is that they don't have Italian food. They have, like, more Americanized. Like, if I want a good burger, I'm going there. Like, the other day, they had a lamb burger on the menu. It was a special.
I
And,
love
I jumped
a
on that.
lamb
Yeah.
burger.
So I'm taking a lamb burger. We go there, they got like steak skewers, like all these things that we don't really make in our
Yeah.
Are you a lamb burger man?
I love lamb.
I
I
love
love lamb.
Tzatziki
Love
sauce
lamb.
on a lamb burger.
I
Yes.
want to
Yes.
put I call out our team here because everybody was all of our team from all of our different businesses was in town for the conference of presidents last weekend, and they all went out to dinner together. They couldn't find a place to agree on. I happened to be with them in the office, and I said, you got to go to Keen's. That's where you and I would go if we wanted mutton chop.
Mutton
It's the
chop.
last. Ever go to Keen's Steakhouse?
I heard. I never been.
If you're a lamb person, I'll say this again, because I recommended them. They all said, oh, we love lamb. I said, go to Keen's, get New York City's last mutton chop. The steakhouse in America was built on the mutton chop. It's an aged male lamb. If you like lamb, this is like lamb on steroids, right? The best lamb taste you get. They all went. They had lamb chops. They didn't have mutton chop. I mean, why would you go have the thing you could have at every other restaurant in the world?
Because somebody poisoned the well.
I don't know,
We
whoever-
sent them. Better you don't tell me the names of who was sent because I'll have a questioning. I'm afraid it's going to be too game. I hate that. I love game meat.
I love game.
I will not eat
too.
turkey meat. I will not eat the white meat.
What's the
you
point?
I only like dark meat. Nobody's like, oh, I want the dark. I am the dark meat in everywhere I go. Anything that flies, I want the dark meat.
Yeah.
Any
You
kind
gotta
of duck
taste
or
it. There's no
bird.
taste.
I love
true.
dark meat.
What's the most unique thing you've eaten in one of these places?
Unique. Well, I've had. For me, I don't really eat Indian food. So when I went into an Indian restaurant and I had Indian
love
food,
Indian food.
it was like
It's a different
the
world.
spices. They're so unique. Then it was Lebanese food. There's a place by us,
That's my number
Lebanese
two.
spot. Oh, it's phenomenal.
Does your wife,
Oh
because
my
like
God.
Torres people are fish, Calabrese people are hot peppers. So did the Indian food speak to your wife?
No,
Hot
actually, it didn't.
peppers.
No, it didn't. Because my wife's actually, believe it or not, as Calabrese as she is, she doesn't really tolerate heat that much.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a heat. This guy.
That's like a Torres person doesn't
heat.
like fish.
I love heat. Heat,
See?
I love heat.
heat and fish.
I
Give me
love
those two
Chinese
to
food.
me.
You want to go to hot Chinese with him?
I love
never
hot
seen a guy
Chinese
sweat
food.
and enjoy.
Really?
It's like a schwitz. It's like going. It's like what do they call those things? Saunas. Yeah. I don't need to go to.
He's
I don't need to go
like
to
a-
sauna. I
yeah.
eat Chinese.
You
food.
want to see somebody
I
having
love-
fun? He just
I love that.
No one
sweat.
makes
Yeah.
love to anything. I
No,
make
he's
love to
blowing
Chinese
his
food.
nose.
Oh.
It's like, but you're in heaven.
I love China. Maybe I'll go now.
Maybe we'll go now. Exactly. Good
I
point.
love China. Know what it is? Italian food is the wife. Chinese food is the kumara. You don't have it that often, and when you do, it's like over the
I love that.
top. Because then you get hit with you're like that was so off the charts. I need like 3 or 4 weeks to recover from it.
Do you know the name of the place you go?
I don't even know. I know where it
No,
is.
you know
I mean,
where
there's a
you
lot of
walk
places,
there, yeah.
like, if you're downtown here in Manhattan, there's places names that I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's happened is years ago, Chinese food in Manhattan was made for non-Chinese people.
Right.
But now there's so many Chinese people who actually live in New York that there's Chinese food that caters
Yeah.
to Chinese people. So the authenticity now,
Yeah.
you can get fantastic work, but it's in a script I can't read.
Yeah.
And it's a name I can't remember. So I'm like a hound. I'm like, I remember. This is sick.
Yeah,
Why
but-
do people, they must think we're really, I think when I get off of this, these people I talk to, like are from the pod, they must say, he's nuts.
No, but think about this. This is why you've been successful, right? There's nothing more universal than food.
Yeah.
It's how it
Brings
tastes,
people together.
smell. That's the best memory. That's the best vehicle for memory we have,
Yep.
right? You eat something your whole life. You come together around the table. That's obviously why we replicated it here. There's nothing like food, right?
And it literally brings everyone together. I mean, just before I came here, I came a little early, and I was just walking around Little Italy, and it just so happened I was right here at Ferrara, and I went in. They recognized me, the owners, super nice people, and next thing you know it, I'm sitting down with the owners. I'm sitting down with the brother-in-law. He was like, "Oh, I'm making cannolis. If you want to come in the back," and just hearing their story, and they were like such nice people. And go in the back. I never had a cannoli freshly like fried with piped cannoli cream on the spot. There was a taste to a cannoli that I never had before, where it's like, wait a second, a hot shell, cold cream. I've never had this anywhere else before. I literally told him, I said, I think all bakeries should be doing this because it's like
You know,
enhanced flavor.
Yeah.
I went to law school with a kid, Gavino Cartiera, that was from Connecticut. And he could not believe when he came to law school in the 90s. His family was from Campasano outside Naples. And he said, in Connecticut, now maybe it's changed, the ganules are not filled until
No.
you're going to take them home.
That's the way it should
And
be.
in New
But
York,
that's like the guy by Westchester.
That's how they should
yeah,
do
and
it.
he said that the New York, he was stunned. It was like,
It's a great point. Why?
it
Why
was
not
like
just,
if, you know, like how, it was like we put Chef Boyardee on top of them. Like he went absolutely
yeah.
apoplectic, and he was like you have to fill them because then if not they get soggy and they're not crispy.
It's funny you
point.
say that because I was doing a cannoli series going around all of New York City, trying out different cannolis, ranking them from 1 to 5 and whatever. And right away, by the end of it, at first I was tasting them and I didn't know the difference. But then by the end of it, you start to know which cannolis have been sitting out and piped for a long time. So took a bite out. I'm like, the shell is soft, so it's probably been sitting there. And then I didn't notice. You start to look at the details. Like the little cherry that they put on top, it was bleeding.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Been on there a while.
So that means it's been on there for a while. And I'm like, oh.
It's a shame you can't condemn them. Like,
What was your favorite cannoli that you've had in that series?
What came in number one for me was Villa Bate.
That's a loyal Brooklyn.
But hold
in that
on.
part of Brooklyn. Yeah.
What's the Villa Bate secret?
I don't know.
They use the sheep milk ricotta.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
So that's another buonanima business, but pane gelato by me, which I've talked about on the show ad nauseum.
That was the cruelest thing anyone ever did to a person.
That's absolutely right.
Somebody put the horns on you.
Somebody did.
Somebody.
If
If you want to believe my look,
he's probably out there sitting out there. He came up to. I lived down the block from this place for about 6 months, maybe almost a year, and I kept thinking, it's just an ice cream place. And then finally, I desperately needed a St. Joseph's Zeppeli. Didn't want to go to Arthur Avenue. I called this place on the off chance, and they had it. And the guy was insulted. He was like roughed up from Sicily, super Sicilian.
I've gone there with you. He didn't have 3 words of English.
No, he did not. And then I realized my in-laws knew him. Everybody knew him. He'd been there forever. And he would have his cousin from Sicily ship over frozen, homemade sheep's milk ricotta and all the...
What was the place called?
Pane e Gelato. It was a little cafe.
Wow.
And I found this place, and it was like... And I found this place, and it was like the best cannolo I've ever had outside of Sicily.
It was so Sicilian.
It was amazing.
It was the most Sicilian
They had
place.
the stem of the 2 Sicilies and the thing. Like it was made for me. It was 2 minutes from my house. 6 months later, they
John was the
retired and closed.
happiest.
I was so happy.
And the guy just closed one day, and John, that was mean. Better you had never gone there.
And you know it's been
than to
empty?
been taunted.
I still drive past it, and I have to drive past it every day. It's a twin Japan.
He had the panel. I mean, he had everything.
Everything
If
Sicilian.
you're Sicilian, that was like the Sicilian Central.
It was heartbreaking.
People zap us. I'm convinced.
Yeah, I got zapped.
Because I've had places, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. I've had places I like that close, and I think, because we mentioned it, and then like a week later,
That's
like,
what
we're
happens.
going to retire.
It's a shame, honestly.
Can
Well-
we do a St. Joseph? Have you done a St. Joseph Zappala
Oh my God.
series?
Yeah, I've done it. That one was, I don't want to say controversial, but it got a lot of people talking because they were like, every time I would do these series, people would get so passionate. Like I had people literally message me saying, "Are you crazy?" Like crazy things. I'd done that.
I hate them. That was the worst. How could you say it was
then I had
good?
but then I had every year I was doing a different way of formatting it. So then afterwards I said, you know what? So I make everybody happy. We do a cannoli, sfingi, and we do a zeppoli because you can't compare a cream and a ricotta.
Oh, so it was the Sicilian Neapolitan War?
Oh my
Of course. The Sicilians went after the Neapolitans.
it
oh,
was-
what do you have to
it-
say? They
it
were like
was-
saying, oh, it's got to be a Sphinx. See, I
it
know.
was
Thank
brutal,
you.
brutal.
It's fair enough.
and then
compared.
And then after that, now everyone was starting to get a little creative too with the St. Joseph pastries. So like places started making them with chocolate cream inside.
is that right?
with
Oh, here we
Nutella.
go.
I had one place I was making them with 7-layer cookies with the ricotta cream.
Had to be
7
Staten
layer.
Island.
No,
Had to
actually,
be, was it Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Not that
thank
far
you.
from me. Phenomenal spot. The way that they made it. Then I started making creativity ones. They made
That's
one.
good.
They made one
Freestyle.
pistachio cream.
Ooh, you had
Phenomenal.
me.
Phenomenal.
We
I'm a
were in.
pistachio lover.
Me too. I'm a pistachio. That's the Sicilian. in
I'm
me.
a purist when it comes to the St. Joseph's.
Yes,
Zappala.
you are. You're
Because
a,
it's like
a devotee.
It's a devotee.
You
Because
know-
they say in Nabulan, you have to eat it out of devotion. So it's on March 19th, you don't just eat it because you want to.
Yeah,
It tastes
It's an
different.
act of devotion.
that's one thing I have to say. Social media, you see impact of successful businesses and initiatives, but the nationalization around Italian America of the St. Joseph Zeppeli, to me, because when I started in this career, when I got on boards and joined and became president of IAP in 2012, I went for St. Joseph's Day with David Greco I forget what the first year I went, but I went to New Orleans, and Joe Zolfo, a film TV producer,
Yes,
director, right?
I was there with
Yes.
you that time.
He brought
yes.
Zeppeli from here, and this is St. Joseph Central. They've been doing St. Joseph's bigger than anybody since they got here from Sicily in 1840s. But they never had Zeppeli because it's a Neapolitan dish. And they were shocked when he brought them. Like, yeah, what are these things, right? They liked them. The social media, I'm convinced, the volume and traffic around Zeppeli has so exploded that I think the celebration of St. Joseph's Day has become more predominant throughout Italian America because of this.
It's true.
It's actually like we've created a new national holiday, at a St. Joseph's Day, and people who maybe never celebrated or ate one of these things sees it and says, "This is Italian America." That's amazing.
If we had Instagram in the 50s, we wouldn't have lost anything close to what we've lost.
Yeah, it's very true. But I love to see these things come back up.
institutionalizes it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you think about Italy, right? Italy's like, okay, we have a cheese. This is the IGP and IGT and
Yes.
DOCG of the wine and all this stuff. I think that they have the kids have a much better sense of appreciation of their own food.
Yeah.
So I think that again, I blame the '80s for a lot of it. Was well, you can't eat the Zeppolas. They're fried. I had a woman who was not Italian berate me. It was a place in Route 17 in Paramus called Chef Central. It was like Wonderland of cooking. Because, you know, I some guys buy power tools. Every man, I never realized, every man has tools. My tools are baking tools, right? And to a psychotic extent that I buy what they use in bakeries, to make three things. But I go back to that. I was buying a sac à poche. What do you call that in English? A pastry bag. Pastry bag for St. Joseph's April. And I'm talking to this woman who's, I would say about 15, 20 years old. She was in her 70s. And I'm talking about the St. Joseph's April. I'm talking about frying it. And she's like, why would you ever fry anything when you could bake it? Like, I would never eat. I mean, she went off on fried food like I was taking arsenic pills, right? And I'm just trying to say, it's like, we demonize things so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a whole new appreciation for this stuff. And
You think so? What do you think? How do you see the future? Now, you're Gen what? You're a young millennial?
What am I, 93? Let's see. What is that?
I graduated high school in 93.
Yeah, you're a millennial.
Millennial.
You're not Gen whatever's new.
But he's on the young end of
Millennials.
Yeah, I'm like the beginning of it, I think.
No,
Not Gen Z. It's the one before Gen Z, I believe.
Yeah, you're the end of the millennial. You're the later stage millennial.
Yeah.
And your wife is a later stage millennial. Are you guys gonna revive this and keep it going?
What, social media?
No, the Zeppolas and the
Look, I think personally we're gonna continue the traditions of just showcasing all these businesses. For us, our target market based on our following is Italian Americans, Italians. We have a very stronghold Italian following. But I have to say, with social media, the one thing that disappoints me is like, why do we have to wait for business to close to get all the coverage on them?
Because Italians are cheap. Italians are cheap.
And this is the thing that upsets me.
My mother's cheap with stuff like that.
And this is what upsets me. It's like, for example, we were saying in the very beginning, Bari Pork Store.
Yeah.
They're closing. But why did it take for that place to close to have the news, to have influencers come in now when they're closing and do a whole, they're closing, let me go and visit them before they close for good?
But that's
why didn't you go when they were open?
That's like I'm gonna go. It's gonna go unnamed, but we know somebody who had a family member pass away, and family members that weren't talking to them for decades came in crying, screaming, jumping in the casket. That's who we are. We love a postmortem. We love an end. You taken away from me while you leaving me, even when you hated the person in life. And I'm not saying you hate the business, but like we love to be there, celebrate the end, as opposed to having to put in the effort and maybe the money to prolong these things. It's terrible.
It's a shame. And then it's
horrible.
like, at the end of the day, we as Italian Americans, and I could say this myself, I'm sure you guys could agree, we are our own downfall. Like
100%. 100%. And we love to blame everybody else. And we should be looking in the mirror.
On and on about it, but like as an Italian American, there's nothing that disgusts me more than when I, like the example of, if I'm doing well, there's going to be somebody within same culture like me who's not happy for me. It's almost like the example that I always like to give people. It's, if I had a Ferrari, someone has to now get 2 Ferraris, come up to my face and be like, hey, I got 2 Ferraris. We can never just be happy for each other for the success. And we are literally our biggest downfall. And I think that also has a lot to do with all these businesses closing. Like, it got me upset to see, like, people just body pork store. Within a week, they got so much coverage that they never got before that. Where were you guys to cover them? Because they've been around for so long. And they're not the only one. SAS, the record store, another place. No one gives them coverage. Like, what happened? Now all of a sudden we want to give these places coverage because they're closing, and you want to post it so you can show it to all your followers, and you want to, look at me, I'm here before. No, you should have been there during their peak, and you should be there now.
Yeah, you should be pushing as much as you can and saying to people, you know, if you want these things to exist. It's like he says all the time. We have authors and stuff. He says, buy the book, buy the book, buy the book. Which let me save him from saying, buy the book. You guys have another one?
You go, why are you taking away my
you
pitch?
can scream by the book, but my point is like, there's a book to be bought here and somebody to support. And
You're gonna steal my kazoo soon.
No, I could never if I wanted to. But the truth of the matter is, like, you have to support these businesses. You have to, like, I say all the time, if you run a business and you send corporate gifts at Christmas time, go to an Italian place and send a basket from them, right? Do these kind of things, support these businesses, make decisions about shopping Italian American when the opportunity arises. If you have a gift to be sent, don't send a gift card, send a basket from one of these guys. You know what I mean? Like, this is how you support businesses that is not just Christmas and Easter and you come in because this is like the pilgrimage site.
You got in the sermon, you have to support the baker, the butcher, the candlestick maker, and you have to support the people that make this happen, who write the books, publish the books. This was not cheap. Am I correct?
No.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So open up your wallet and buy.
Thank you.
Buy a couple. Holidays are coming up. Father's Day is coming up. Mother's Day just passed. Take out your wallet, buy it, and buy a couple.
That's right.
Because we're not going to, if it's like the guy with the bakery, it's like Barry Pork Store. If you don't support it, we're not going to grow, and we're not going to have more of these. So what's the next one coming up? You know why I want this? Why I'm going to go out and buy this? I had the wool eat because I've been intermittent fasting, except for the little cookie break we had. The salmon recipe looks really good.
I'll tell you.
Did you invent that, or did you pick it up from somewhere?
I invented that one, but it's interesting with that one because my wife, she's not a big fish person, but the salmon one, she'll go for.
That's her favorite, huh?
She'll actually go for it, and she's not, the biggest fan of salmon as it is, but she'll go for it. She'll actually go for it.
Does that look nice?
Aglio burro.
It was actually
fish.
pretty good.
Salmon sometimes he's a little.
It needs something.
Yeah, it's very like bland.
Yeah, especially you get farm a fresh salmon that ran through really top end water. That doesn't need a lot of work, but
that and many more. In this book by Brooklyn Bites, a wonderful young man and his wife. You've been a great pleasure to have on, Giuseppe. I really appreciate the time. Good luck with everything. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for having me.
Come back around, and maybe we got a couple of recommendations to send you to, too.
Do you think I should start playing specific songs?
I mean,
do you think I should have listeners come on? See, I always
how about listener requests? How about that'll be the song. Yeah,
requests?
Nikki can put out there. What's your request for the next episode? You're gonna send us off.
Does it work this way? Let's see.
I have no idea. Oh, Madonna me.
I want to thank the Lanza family again for giving me a very patriotic green, white, and red kazoo.
I don't know the Lanza family, but I may regret their gift. Before we Vicino Mare for Cody Del Greco, this has been a great episode. Make sure to support, buy the book, go follow Brooklyn Bites. This is a great young guy, and we're really happy to have him on here. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. It's much louder than I remember. Wolf. Play us out.
Wow. Thank God. Imagine if they told me imagine if I had been successful in music class. We're going to get you a trombone. You're going to be the trombone player in the Italian American podcast.
Oh, awesome.
Giuseppe, before you get up,
that was a good one. That was great.
I want you to look into the number 5.
Absolutely.
And can you just say your name, like you said, the Brooklyn Bites or whatever, and say you watch the Italian American podcast?
Do you want me to say my name?
Yeah.
How do you want me to say?
Be like, hey, what's up? This is Giuseppe from Brooklyn Bites, and you're watching the Italian American podcast. Ready?
All right. Hey, what's up? This is Giuseppe from Brooklyn Bites, and you're watching the Italian American podcast.
Awesome.
Cool.
Pat, look into this camera. Please say, can you like and share to help grow this podcast?
I always forget the order I'm supposed to say this, but you got to like, comment, share, comment again. Because if you want to support this kind of broadcasting and what we're doing, we need your help, and that's how you help us. Comment, like, and share.
See that you're born in Italian. If you want your life to be great, see that you're born in Italiano, and your life will be great. See that you're born an Italiano and